Okay, this is the next video. Come up with the title of a new TV series, and once again I came up with 7 because there's sort of like 7 lines for these the mini prompts. So number 1, and this is actually sort of like a novel or novella idea I have that I might explore in the future. It's called The Counsellor, and it's meant to be like a thriller, drama, detective, mystery sort of genre TV series. I just really like the idea of someone being in a position of trust and abusing that trust, which probably sounds really creepy, but I love psychology and those sort of juxtapositions I really enjoy. Obviously in real life it would be terrible, but as it's fiction, it's okay. I think that's actually just, I'm going off on a tangent, but I think it's really interesting how there's some people in the world who, and everyone's entitled to their opinions, but I feel like sometimes authors get a lot of hate for creating dark pieces of work, and I don't really understand why, because I mean, like, no matter what you write, there will be people out there who have a variety of different issues, and they're going to interpret your work in whatever way they want to. So you could have the best intentions and try to use your writing to promote all these positive things, and yet someone out there will still wouldn't care. It won't make an impact on their lives. So I don't really always understand the argument for like, oh, if you write thriller, you're going to go out and murder someone or something. It's like, no. It's like, it's just, people do enjoy thrillers. They like that feeling of feeling scared and stuff, and, you know, it's just, fiction is meant to be creative. You don't always have to be trying to, but I mean, on the other hand, like, having literature that promotes positive messages is really important. But if you want to write in the thriller genre, what's stopping you? And I mean, it doesn't mean, it's like when the people believe that what authors write are like autobiographical, like you're putting yourself into your work, and it's like, no, that's not always the case. It used to drive me nuts back at college where students wouldn't get it when they're trying to write their essays, and they're like, oh yeah, this author definitely wrote this for this purpose. It's like, but you never met them, you don't know what their intentions were. You can only theorise. You can't just say, oh yeah, they were definitely a psychopathic person. It's like, no they weren't. So anyway, sorry that I'm going off on a tangent, but I just think that's one of those really weird grey areas of writing where people are like, oh, if you write really dark things, then it means you're not a nice person. It's like, oh god. Anyway, sorry for my rant. Partnership. So I thought this would be a reality TV series. Like, I hate reality shows. Not all of them, but some of them. And reality series following horsey people from all walks of life, because I'm obsessed with horses. Number 3, a collection of writers. I would so love this series to exist. Another reality series, and it's a support network for any writers. So if you're like a beginner, if you're just got writer's block, anything, it would just be like a lovely writers community. When you cut a corset, this is would be a historical fiction series, because I need Downton Abbey back in my life. I loved Downton Abbey, it was the best. I was so sad when it went away. But on the bright side, this also called The Midwife is coming back, so yes, I can't wait. And I thought this would be really different to have a transgender woman set in the Victorian era, because I'm pretty sure there would have been people back then who were transgender. It's just because of the society at the time, they probably would have been brushed under the carpet, so to speak. So I thought that'd be a really interesting series to explore. Bedtime at Bedlam. So a spooky historical fiction series, follows like different characters' lives, a bit like what's it called? Is it Horror Story? I don't watch that because I'm a wimp, but it was sort of inspired by some of those ideas. Tia's Tea House, an anime series, because I love anime, it's so good. And it would just be like stories from different customers who walk into her tea house, I don't know what I'm saying. And then finally, Emoji Buddies. This was a bit satirical of me. Well, not satirical, but you know. Actually, no, it wasn't satirical. Ignore me. But Emoji Buddies, children's reality series, teaching children how to deal with their emotions. Like if there's children who have behavioural issues or anger issues, teaching them how they can deal with it rather than just leaving them to struggle on their own. So those are the TV series I would come up with. I hope you enjoyed this video, and for the next 2 prompts I'm going to connect them together because they're sort of connected in theme. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you in another video. Bye!